you want to save money on your trading card purchases, we have a promo link over at 50cards.shop. Enter the promo code ATNIGHT to get 5% off your order. Hey everybody, welcome to Nexus at Night, your weekly Vanguard podcast. I'm Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And they're Bushiroad, aka an FTs, and yeah, so let's talk about that. And as I get sued for copyright infringement by NBT.
It's okay. We'll just get them on to react to Vanguard cards.
This is the second time this has happened, right?
I didn't even know about the first time, I'm going to be honest.
This is the second time.
Okay,
the first time was like some other collab that was small and probably irrelevant, but
yeah.
For those who don't know, Bushiroad collabed with Epic, which is a cryptocurrency thing, and now if you pull what rarity was it in the new?
It's LSRs. It's only the bullshit rarity, anyways.
If you pull an LSR, meaning the higher rarity version of the high rarity stuff, you get an NFT of that card.
A proof of opening.
Mm-hmm.
You can prove to everyone that you're the one who opened this, unless you buy it, in which case you could prove to everyone that you're the one that opened this, but you're not. Anyways, I don't really understand what the appeal of this is, except to be like, hey, look, I opened this, except even that doesn't even mean that.
And apparently they're not getting money from this either, which I have a theory that because when NFTs first started taking off at the beginning of the year, I saw a lot of Japanese artists taking it at face value. So my theory is that because Bushiroad is a Japanese company and even the EN side of things is largely run through Southeast Asia, that they just legitimately did not think this would be a problem.
It's also curious that this is only the English product, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, I don't know how much this stuff has a hold in Japan. I did a quick Google search about Epic. Apparently, they have their hands in things like Nintendo, Universal, Tencent, which is a huge Chinese conglomerate that everyone hates, but whatever. But also, it's hard to take that at face value because NFT companies just lie about this shit.
Yeah, and are a huge grift, and they crashed earlier this year, and everyone kind of thinks they're dumb.
That was incredible. Yeah. My favorite part about the what was it? Tether crashing? No, it wasn't Tether. Well, I don't remember which stable coin it was. Or Luna. It was Luna, right?
Yeah.
So the funny part about that stable coin crashing is the vibes were off.
That was it. The
vibes were off, and so it was it's instead of the stable coin is supposed to match the price of $1.
Yeah.
Which is weird, but whatever.
Yeah.
And somehow things just got off and it just started crashing, and it doesn't mean $1 anymore, so your cryptocurrency fails.
Yep.
Money's not real, we made it up, yada yada. Look, we're not really we're not a political podcast. We're all three of us are pretty left leaning, but it's not. I know that's not what you want to hear on a Vanguard podcast. So let's just kind of talk about why Bushiroad would do something like that and how the community reacted, because people started dunking on him pretty quick.
Yeah, so there was kind of I'm going to say there were two phases. So the original phase was the dunking, because it's pretty easy to dunk on this and be this is a shitty thing. You probably shouldn't have done this. It doesn't really we don't really gain anything from this. And apparently neither do you, except that we're mad, which is a weird decision for Bushiroad number one.
Mm-hmm.
But then as time went on, people were just kind of people started bargaining, where they're just well, you can just not redeem it. You can just not, it's not a huge deal, whatever. And I'm just why? What does Bushiroad gain from doing this? If they're not getting paid,
apparently nothing. Like I said in the beginning, I just legitimately think they took NFTs at face values and just thought it would be neat.
I believe that.
Okay, so here's the good thing about this. One, it doesn't make the cards that you're looking for harder to find.
True.
I mean, it's only for LSRs to begin with, so like this does not affect
exactly.
anything.
It's only for LSRs to begin with. It's not like something where the LSRs in the set are NFTs or something.
Also, like the redemption slip is just like a tiny piece of like regular ass paper that looks like garbage. I imagine that half the people who open this shit are just not going to see it.
Yeah. 3, no one really cares about who opened the card. The point of trading card games is to have the card, to play the card, or to I don't know, collect
I just don't understand
what
the point is.
Well, LSRs are bullshit collector rarity to begin with.
True.
Yeah. So it's kind of the thing where it's psychic damage. It's not really anything that affects how what happens with the game, how hard it is to get the cards. It doesn't affect the meta at all.
True.
So in the end, I kind of feel like this is a dunk on them for doing something stupid. And if Root Beer, if your theory is to be believed, it's they didn't have to pay Epic for this.
Well, I mean, why would they pay them for this? Like, they would be getting paid, but
apparently they didn't get it done.
Yeah, but apparently they're also not getting paid for it. So
yeah,
if that is to be believed, the only logical explanation is that they just did not pay attention and legitimately thought it was a good idea.
One thing that
whatever.
One thing I do dislike about this, for kind of regardless of it not affecting like the card game at all, is basically like the goal of these NFT, like these like crypto companies, are to make. So a common problem with cryptocurrency is like there's not a lot to like spend it on. So NFTs are kind of started trying to. They've had a strong push because you kind of need something to spend your currency on.
You need to justify your own existence.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And I think like accepting like NFTs for your game or whatever kind of lets them get what they want of like just having NFTs everywhere, so that they're kind of like a normal thing that people are like, oh yeah, NFTs, instead of like, no, I'm good. But that's kind of like
that would have been more of an implication or something to look out for if this happened in like May.
That could be true,
but it's November.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they're not trying, right?
Yeah, it just seems like because the community reacted so quickly in dunking on it, because I think a lot of the Vanguard community is like, either apolitical or kind of center left leaning. They realize that NFTs are stupid, and you don't really have a lot of like libertarian tech bros playing Cardfight Vanguard.
I wonder. I think we can find some.
I don't know. As somebody named Atlas, I want to punch every libertarian in the face, but that's neither here nor there. Ask me to shrug free when I will kill you.
I'll do it then.
No. I think this is just like a little bump in the road thing. I do think it'll have like a larger implication of trying to explain the game to other like, this is Cardfight Vanguard. They're like, isn't that the thing where like there's NFTs associated with it? You're like,
no one's really going to care about that.
I doubt anyone even knows. Like the only people who even know this exists is Vanguard people, right?
Yeah, and like long term, I doubt this is going to have like a huge impact on the game, like one way or another. It just sucks that like this is what people are apparently focusing their energy on instead of like making the game better.
Or Deer Days being $70.
Yeah, I mean we're also complaining about that, but is it being pre-ordered on Steam now? Like, can I see if it's bullshit on Steam too?
I honestly, when I heard Deer Days was 70, I thought it was a mistake.
Yeah, same.
I was like, "There's no shot."
Like, why?
And, because like it's normal price, like regionally, like elsewhere. Like it's like it has normal regional pricing. It's just $70 here for reasons unknown.
Still doesn't have a price on Steam.
And then there's that weird thing where like people are like, okay, so with a VPN, you can pretend you're in this country and then get it for normal price. I'm like, that's not the point. The point is that for anybody who I don't know, maybe sees an ad for it or something, is going to see the $70 price tag and be like, ew.
If it were 50, like I think that like Vanguard EX was, I think that'd be perfectly reasonable.
I'd go closer to like 40 based on like other card game video games, but like like $50 you could probably swing it. Also, like paid DLC in waves is very annoying.
That bothers me too.
And also being $70 and paid DLC, but if it were 50 with paid DLC, I think there'd be a lot less barrier there. Like people would feel more comfortable with that somehow. Look, it doesn't make sense. It's just is what it is.
Yeah.
If you like, we're probably not going to get it unless the price drops. But if you do want us to get it, patreon.com/Nexus at
I was
night.
going to get it. I'm going to get it on Steam. There's a distinct possibility that it's cheaper on PC for whatever fucking reason.
You know, that is true. I'll just backseat Root Beer while he plays Dear Days.
Yeah, we'll just run a stream that Thursday.
It's not entirely
when does it
the
come
worst
out?
idea.
It just I think it's November 16th or 17th. It comes out right before Pokemon, which is a mistake.
See. That's also stupid.
Also, a week after God of War.
Yeah.
Why would you put that in between there?
Also,
because
like,
they don't know.
Warfare is a thing too.
Oh yeah, people do play Call of Duty, huh?
I know, right?
I didn't think that was a similar audience. I thought.
I mean, Call of Duty is very wide-reaching. It's hard to know who plays it and who doesn't.
Like, the point is, there are a ton of other games coming out that would eat into the player base for this.
I mean, obviously, there's no right time to release it in terms of like no video games coming out, but for a similar audience like Pokemon,
the holiday season is always packed. Like, this time of year is a terrible time to release a smaller game.
Yeah.
Go for like mid to late January or something, where you ran out of holiday games and you're like, I'm bored.
You can release a small game this kind of year if you're like kind of away from the genres of like Pokemon, for example. Like if you released like a boomer shooter in this time of year, I don't think your sales would really be affected. But it's not a boomer shooter; it's a anime card game.
Yeah. I think like $70 for a niche anime card game is just like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I think a lot of Vanguard players who are going to buy it anyway are not really going to be affected by being 70. I mean, they're going to be like annoyed slightly, but they're still going to buy it. But it definitely the people who like I've only like heard of Vanguard or were like, oh yeah, I'll check it out. Oh, it's $70. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll just go back to playing Master Duel or something.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's the thing with Dear Days, and still no online claim that doesn't suck. So
if it ends up being like $50 or $60, I'll think about it. 50, I'll probably snap it. 60, I'm probably not going to bother. But I might. But 70, I'm just like, yeah. Because I'll probably still be playing God of War, to be honest. Because God of War Ragnarok comes out in a week.
I think I would rather just get, I don't know, Skyward Sword HD or something. If I'm
I never want to replay that game ever again.
I really think it came down to people's like setups. Like if your setup didn't work with it, like it was real bad. But
man, maybe the developers should have had your TV needs to be set up exactly like this guide.
They really, I think they really should have, because if the bar had to be below the TV, I think.
Yeah, I mean that's where mine was, and it was still like annoying.
I know,
but it's weird because Twilight Princess played fine.
Yeah,
and then Skyward Sword was just worse.
HD has they have button controls now, so you can do it with a Switch or a Pro controller. So that's something.
Are you still restricted on where you can save?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just know that's a thing where like the whole gimmick of like 1-to-1 sword play, they're like, fuck it, buttons. You can have buttons. Also, we turned 5 way the fuck down. So
yeah, the motion controls were a little wonky for sure, but I didn't think they were that bad in other games. Like I didn't think RE4 was that bad. I didn't think again Twilight Princess was that bad. It was just like Skyward Sword was particularly bad.
Yeah,
which is curious to me.
Something about that Wii Motion Plus.
I
So
guess
we have a few more top 8s from over the weekend.
we sure
And
do.
I just want to okay. So for anyone who can't see this because they're listening on Spotify, top 8 for Myanmar's Premium. 1 Shield Fisher Mega Colony, 1
Sure.
Aquaforce, 1 Spike Brothers, 1 Murakumo, 1 Great Nature, 1 OTT, presumably Battle Sisters, 1 Kagero, Lawkeeper,
It was Battle Sisters.
and one Neo Nectar, Musketeers.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well,
The fuck is this?
it's 8 different decks.
Yeah, perfectly balanced, as all things should be.
That's
Out of 10 or whatever.
Yeah, some locations have pretty small regionals.
Mhm.
The Myanmar one was particularly small for sure.
Yeah.
And I
But-
think the same was true for V Pre. I'm not sure how small the other events were, but it was like 15 or 20 people, I believe, somewhere in there.
For V, it's a lot less varied. 3 Genesis, 2 Narukami, Royals, Nubatama, and Gold Paladin.
And nobody on Steam Maidens. Interesting.
Interesting.
No.
But somebody on Shiranui.
Yeah,
Hell
that's
yeah.
also that really interested me. Coincidentally, I also just finished filming the
What's the Royal deck? Is it
Jewel
Jewel
Knights.
Knights.
Got it.
Yeah. I just finished filming the Vita Premium transition for Nubatama, and I don't know. They're an interesting clan, and
They're in a rough spot after they got, Jamio
Mm-hmm.
canned.
Jamio was just good, and then
Yeah. That card's messed up in Premium.
it is.
Yeah.
It's really hard to make a gimmick like that fair.
You're right.
Mhm.
100%.
Yeah.
Especially with how many cards people see in Premium.
Mhm.
Like Jamio just gets more powerful the more people are seeing.
Yeah,
And
I
just,
think what's his face, Rakudo or something, the one that okay, you can keep 4, you have to bind the rest, but you get them back at the end or whatever.
Mhm.
So I think that's a good example of that sort of thing done right. But
We should just bring back Dominate. I mean, I guess they technically did, but they made it a token.
Mask
'cause-
of Dominate. What is it called? What do they call it? Is it a Mask of Domination?
I think so. Master of Domination token, Domination token, something like that. But they did that specifically because Dominate in general was like a rulings nightmare, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Which I get, but I thought it was a neat idea where it came from.
Yeah, they could just because Bushiroad said so their way through it. To be honest,
Yeah.
and just be like, it works this way, and it's like, okay,
Oh, I forgot they just released both forms in the same set.
yep, sure did.
Oh, Shiranui, yeah.
Yeah, and Shiranui Oboro.
Yeah. Yeah, so looking at Manila too, I think that was over that weekend.
Mm-hmm. Pretty normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 Narukami, 2 Grand Blue, 2 Bermuda, 1 Link Joker. So I think we have a roughly solidified meta. You have Narukami, Grand Blue, and Pale Moon in the top sphere, and then everything else is just kind of
I mean, I'd probably put Bermuda
Hmm.
higher than Pale Moon. Bermuda's been topping more.
What's the other Bermuda deck other than Highlander there?
Looks like Tira Anjay, which still just plays like Highlander.
Never mind, just kidding.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry,
There's
I thought it was
Bermuda.
something else.
No, Bermuda right now is just 7 different flavors of Highlander.
Gotcha. Oh, we're finally getting the Dote promo. Although in the worst possible way.
Yes, I need the fucking Eva promo. Kill me now.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, the Eva promo.
Yeah, that is not
that
not
is-
even negotiable.
I
That's
was
unfortunate.
I was at Frank's, Frank and Son, and they were opening those promo packs, and they pulled 6 of those. You should have told me. I would have gotten some for you.
I've been talking about it.
I know,
Cool.
but I didn't know if you had pre-ordered them or picked them up somehow. I don't know.
Did you all see that that Puerto Rico was being streamed for a while?
Yes.
No.
That was so
What
dope.
happened?
Yeah, so they were streaming the Puerto Rico BCS.
Yeah.
Mhm.
and then they got told to stop by Bushiroad.
Why?
They didn't clear it beforehand because
Right.
Bushiroad has a brand. They gotta they gotta make sure everything is all clear for their stuff. So like next time they want to stream something, they just gotta run it by Bushiroad first.
Yeah, just ask them like once they announce the event, be like, "Hey, would you mind if we stream this? Like, we'll keep it clean, yada yada yada."
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's fair. I
yeah,
guess.
And
'cause if
they
Bushiroad
did
does-
allow the VODs to be uploaded later on.
That's true.
Okay.
Although, my friend Noman was in the I don't know if he got to finals. Actually, he might have. I don't remember. But there's like the VOD of him playing against Dimension Police, and it shows like the Dimension. It's like shows the Dimension Police players attack with Vanguard, flips over trigger, and then Noman just extends the hand.
Immediately, just like, all right, fuck this, I'm done.
A tail and two images.
Yeah.
Over trigger and DP pretty strong.
Over trigger, as long as it's silver.
My 150,000 for critical gallop. All right, just double that.
8 crits, just guard it. You should have just guarded it. Clearly. Also, if they have Linka, they can just break through.
Yeah, that was my weekend.
Good old interactive Dimension Police.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you want to tell us a little bit about Shop Challenge, or?
Oh yeah, that was the thing that happened, huh? So yeah, I went to my locals for the first time in ages over the weekend and got roped into a shop challenge because that's just happened to be what they were doing. So I showed up with Battle Sisters. There were 15 people, so first round I got a bye. Second round I played against Highlander Bermuda, so they got a bit tilted because I didn't ride up to 3 because they damage denied me. Then I did the Amaterasu Momo play with the Calico and took them to 1 card in hand. So they could not use Heltrauda, so I was spared the triple Vanguard restand. They went into Tirua. I took the 1 drive restand and with Force 2, so that wasn't too terrible. And then next turn my drive check was crit over trigger.
Get on.
Let's see. Round 3, I played against Dimension Police. I got hit with a very large Grand Gallop that had a lot of criticals and 5 drive checks, and they had Linka.
Damn, that's tragic. You got outplayed. It just is what it is.
Yeah. Round 4, I played against Flagberg Colony. They played a lot of grade 3s because they had Flagberg, Inlet Pulse, that 1 Mega Colony card that has a guard restrict.
Yep.
So they were just bricking on 5 grade 3s in their hand and could not stop a regular Momo with no boosts.
Yeah, the weakness, the Flagberg Colony is certainly quite a bit weaker than the Order Colony from previous format.
Yeah.
I think that's more copium than playing Shieldfisher. Shieldfisher at least I think
18k body.
Better.
You just have no hand in the Flagberg one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that one I did ride up to 3 because I went first. I knew better than to let them have the Flagberg turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one I just rode up because I wasn't giving them the Flagberg turn. Then, after a little bit of confusion, we cut the top 4, which I was somehow a part of.
Okay.
I was not entirely expecting to be there. I was kind of ready to just chill out and open some packs, but I played top 4, so I played against Gurgit. They did not have a perfect guard against the 80k 4 crit Momo.
Get owned.
Nice.
I think they hard guarded the first one, and then on the reswing they were just yeah, what are you gonna do? And then
extend the hand.
Yeah, and then finals I played against the same DP guy and got hit with a 150,000 restanding Gallop with 4 criticals.
Not bad.
And Linka under it.
Sure.
At least you lost to the same guy, so you're just
yeah,
all right,
in the same way. Isn't that beautiful? Consistency.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But yeah, the first time I played against the DP guy, they had 10 cards in their hand, and I wasn't confident in Momo being able to do anything. Second time, I got an Amaterasu and a crit early. Took them to 5 damage, but they actually did survive Momo because I didn't have Calico.
Oh,
that's unfortunate.
Rip.
Calico's at 4, right? You just can't use it as a starter?
Yeah, Calico's at 4. It just can't be used as first Vanguard.
Understood.
How many do you run now?
4.
In deck? for.
You have to. You want to see it, so
Yeah.
you have to play maximum.
It's
Even
like
though,
how,
even though like the second one's pretty bad.
It's like how Enigmatic Assassin used to be.
No, because that one you don't mind seeing like all 4 of, right?
Yeah. Like
Okay.
Calico is a card you see once and then it's a 10k shield.
Yep. The second one is much worse. Or if you draw 2 Amaterasus like on your way to finding 1 Calico, it's pretty sad too.
Yeah. Like, okay, 2 is still doable because like 70k 3 crit is still pretty hard to guard. It's when you lose more than that, and then you have 1 Amaterasu left in deck. You're less like, all right, this is very sad now.
Take 1 on damage, draw 1. You're like, this is great.
You only get the buy card if you won the shop challenge. Though.
Correct.
Rip. Oh well. Came close though. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm going back this weekend for standard. My friend should be sending over cards I accidentally sent to his place, so I might just be playing like a really janky Drajul deck for shits and giggles.
Nice.
Unfortunately, I had ordered like the 10k draw triggers, and they got sent back to the vendor, and now they cost like 3 times as much as when I ordered them.
Upsetting.
That is upsetting.
So
yeah, I feel like they just make shit up with the mail sometimes.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like, okay, so for example, Root Beer here sent me some cards. What is it, 2.5 weeks ago now?
Yep.
Okay, so I wasn't getting them, and we just didn't know what happened to them. I assumed they got lost, and then in the mail today, I got Root Beer's original like envelope with the cards in it. And it was
like a dog ate it.
It was like ripped, not torn all the way open, but just like mangled, right? Okay. And then there was an envelope around it, like it was in a bigger envelope, and the envelope was basically like, return to sender, postage required. And I was like, but he's the sender.
Yeah, like you got it.
And I got it. Okay,
they put a stamp on it. Like I don't know what they're on about.
Yeah, like the stamp was already there. It wasn't like sufficiently damaged or something, like just it seems like they made something up where they're like, all right, we're gonna pretend we're returning to sender, but we know where it's supposed to go. It has a stamp on it.
I also don't know why it looked like a dog ate it, because I sent you something in the exact same type of envelope before and it was fine.
Did you put it in like one of those USPS mailboxes on the street, or
I mean, yeah.
Okay, so that's always like apparently a gamble, because those things are, people are putting all kinds of shit in there, and maybe it got ripped up by a different package or something, or corrugated cardboard. Who knows? I don't know. It was funny because I had lost all hope, and I was like, all right, I guess this isn't happening. And then whoop-bam shows up.
Damn, I would have had to refund you a whole $20.
You'll live. So I know that's kind of a short episode, but
yeah.
I don't know. Was there anything else to this, or?
I mean, not really, unless you just wanted to talk about new reveals. But I don't think you play any of the like newly revealed stuff.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was like, Fate Rider is a thing. Like, we can start talking about what the Chrono Jet set is shaping up to be, because the cards look pretty strong, not gonna lie.
Yeah,
and people are real excited about that.
Yeah. And they like did the thing that I thought they wouldn't do, which is they made Fate Rider flip up something for the crest card.
Okay.
Like, I honestly didn't think they would do that, just because like I saw Caliban being a GB2. I'm like, questionable. And now, like, Fate Rider flips something up. It has the same thing where it gives 5k for, like, each thing face up in the G zone. And then, there's the crest card. So it feels like they're giving Chrono Jet a lot of power gain very quickly. I'm a little, like, leery about that.
It does seem quite strong, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I think people are quite excited for the set, too.
Yeah. The only thing is, I guess your opponent will technically always be able to play before you, just because if you go first, you can't stride, and your opponent will be able to get their grade 3 turn first. And then, if you're going second, then your opponent still just gets their grade 3 turn first.
I mean, but we were just in a format where grade 4s were the best.
Yeah.
So,
and like, Bruce has been a pretty consistently strong. Like, there have been enough decks that already kind of had a nothing turn 3, right?
Yep.
So it's interesting that they're allowing Chrono Jet to be like so fast.
So Fate Rider's effect is auto on Van. When it attacks, counterblast 1, flip something in G zone face up. Put a 1 rear guard to the bottom of the deck. Search your deck for up to 1 unit card with the same grade as the grade of the card sent by this cost +1. Call it rare, and then choose one of your units, and it gets plus 5k for each face-up card in G zone, like you said. The way this is worded is this: you can do this to an opponent's card, right?
Let me see. I have to go double check Fate Rider. Where is it?
Says put 1 rear guard to the bottom of your deck, but it doesn't say one of your rear guards.
Well, I mean, if you're putting it to the bottom of your deck,
Yeah,
okay,
that kind of implies it.
So yeah, it's like a pseudo time leap.
Oh, also you're
It's
like
also
paying
a cost.
Yeah, it's a cost. You can only pay cost with your own cards, Atlas.
Guess so. R.I.P.
I was like, hold on.
Reading?
I've been watching the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Roulette on Disease Channel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's just it's so funny. They refuse to read things. It's great.
Yeah.
It might be one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Series because it's just so dumb.
And then there's Master Saga between like Dizif and Farfa, and MBT just happens to be this ghostly presence that shows up halfway through.
MBT is something.
Yep.
All right,
He's
sorry.
a strange guy, that dude.
It's true. He lost to Arm Dragon White at one point.
Mm-hmm.
It was
Really?
incredibly good. Yeah. He's like, no. Anyway,
Yeah.
I've been
No.
binging that.
Yeah, and so far, like all of the support revealed for like the Cray Cross cards are just like orders.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the reveals are just randomly like double R orders.
One thing I like about the gear stuff is that it's not just Plower plus 5,000.
I know. I mean, it is, but like
Well,
also there's stuff that's not.
Yeah. But like, yeah, like there's Power plus 5,000, but there's also Shield plus 5,000.
Right?
And
There's Power plus
5,000
10,000.
True, and Power plus 5,000 times X.
Yeah. Does Caliban put things to the bottom of the deck?
Has Caliban been revealed yet?
Yeah. It was like one of the first things revealed.
Oh shit!
Let's see. Stride deck set.
Shows what I know.
Yeah. Or no, not Caliban. Bailey. Sorry, wrong card.
I'm being lied to.
Is Caliban even in the set? I just got those completely mixed up. Yeah, Steam Fighter Bailey. That's the grade 3, where it's like GB2, if any player's rear guards were put to the bottom of the deck, it gets 10k. It lets you draw when discarded for stride, never mind.
Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah.
Very boring.
We'll see if it's exciting. I think like one thing that kind of annoys me about D is they keep like showing cards that say and Power plus 5,000. And I'm like,
Yeah.
please stop.
No,
Stop.
just
Put a grade 3 in. Oh no, if your soul has a grade 3, you can put a grade 3 into your soul, draw a card, and it gets Power plus 5,000.
at least you get the draw. That doesn't bother me so much in that case. But it's literally where it goes, all right, when this is played, Power plus 5,000. Anything else? Nah. Like
Oh, what about
That's your
resting
double
through
R.
research orders to give something 5,000?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I like how there's only one research order right now, so that requires drawing 3 of the same order and resting them all.
Well, I mean, we're getting the second one in like this weekend.
Eventually, yeah, somehow.
Yeah.
And then
also like the card that does that is also a research order.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So are you going to how much do you think this research order is going to be?
I have no idea. I'm just hoping
$1
people at my locals aren't on
gajillion
EVA.
dollars.
I'm hoping that the people at my locals like aren't on EVA, but I'm not confident. I'm definitely swiping any Hexa Orb orders off of people because I doubt anyone's playing that shit.
Well, that card's going to be like pennies.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be the one you're opening. You're mad about it.
Yeah, except for me because I'm one of those losers who actually plays Hexa Orb.
Damn, rip Hexa Orb.
There's this Stoicheia Grade 2 promo that's getting released, I think, this month. And the effect is literally just end phase. you can retire this unit and call 2 plant tokens. And that is completely ancillary, you would think. But because it says end phase, that works incredibly well in Big Belly. Because Big Belly's effect activates when something's retired during battle or end phase. So you can just use her effect, get 2 plant tokens, and then draw 1. Or even funnier, against Narukami, you play her during your grade 3 turn, blow her up, and then put the 2 plant tokens in the front, and be like, you better bind them, otherwise go into Stunverse, do the thing. But they're plant tokens, so they disappear. It's I think it's cool.
Yeah, but I mean, in that situation, they'll probably just exterminate, draw 2, get 1,000,000 power.
They still have to waste the stuff to blow them up.
It's pretty.
Well, that's
funny.
fine, right? Like, there's that's fine. I think the binding in that situation is just kind of incidental. Like, they're just looking for they have the grade 4 Virina and Cho-Oh as restanders, and they just get the +2 for free.
Yeah.
Or almost free.
I'm trying anything I can to, because that's my worst matchup, and
a lot of people's worst matchups.
The way I've been getting around it is Rocket Hamadon to just make the turn 3 hit harder, and then God forbid otherwise, because I realize you can't sit on Compass Line because they're just all right, Demolition Dragon in the back row. All right, you're okay, kill me.
Yeah, Narukami is a hell of a matchup. I'm glad I dodged it this weekend.
I'm surprised you didn't run into it. Was there somebody there with
people,
it?
There was only there was somebody on Narukami. I think they were playing Reverse.
Okay.
I don't know if they were on what's his name?
Sweep Command?
Yeah, I just call him Steve. Somebody else called him Steve. I don't remember who. I just saw it on Twitter, but now I just call him Steve all the time.
My friend Scott has Steve, which is just a funny sentence in and of itself.
Yeah. I may or may not be ordering that one Forerunner that rides Sweep Command when something is retired.
Yeah.
Because that card is very silly.
It is. I forgot what it's called.
First Thunder Draco Kid. So when an opponent's rearguard is put in the drop zone by their effect from cards, God, that's such dumb wording. When an opponent's rearguard is put in the drop zone by your card effect, if you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Eradicator, you can pay the cost. If you do, look at top 10, search for a Sweep Command, and ride it. So you can interrupt Dragon or whatever it's called, and then rewrite into Sweep Command. You get an Excel circle, probably Excel 2, so you draw, and also just bind their front row.
It's very vomit-inducing. It's a good time.
Yeah.
Plus, you have Unruly Dragon and other fun tools.
That's what it's called, Unruly Dragon.
Yeah, you're the intercept guy. I did avoid a.
No, I think you have to use Unruly Dragon because it doesn't impede just bind directly.
Yeah, it binds.
This was from the time when
it binds and then retires. So it
retires and binds. So that one does trigger First Thunder. Yeah, because that was from the time where Narukami would retire and then bind it, which was weird.
It's I don't know. I hate playing against it, and it sucks. Anyway, I'm pretty much burnt out. Thanks everybody for listening to Nexus at Night. Thanks to Darren, Cole, Josh, Jeremy, GR for being $10 patrons. If you want to see more content from us, patreon.com/Nexus at Night. Whole ass bonus show every week. You get videos early. If you want to join our Discord, it's $1. It helps support the show, and you get our link to our Discord. And $5 or more, you can get a whole ass bonus show every week. Merch, playmats, all that good stuff. Where can they find the rest of us?
Find me on Twitter at Wiggums, 2Gs, 2Zs.
Find me at Plasma Eclipse.
Find me at Atlas Novak on Twitter, Instagram, and then you can follow my other show at Generation Dan on Twitter or Generation_Dan on Instagram. I will be in Cleveland during the last weekend in November for shows with the Generation Dan guys. So
nice.
If you're in the Midwest, come out and see us. And at Nexus at Night on Twitter. Forgot to say that. Thanks everybody for listening. And until next time, I was Atlas.
I'm Matt.
I'm Root Beer.
And have a good night, everybody.